Infin here at Project Edge 2D. How's everybody out there? Hope you gals and ghouls are doing good. We are back with more Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn main story. So let's get with it, and of course you'll be hearing the dogs in the background. Tendrils of intrigue. Is eager to hear those report on Ivy. Yes, I'm rather curious as well. Captain Hilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, regret to say that the man could tell us not that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Asgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You'll recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step to detain all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring the needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Forteps. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Rubon's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames' establishment? 'Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand company, Ulda's was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Lumensa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mined under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Ulda's military was made up of desperate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Rubon faced when founding the Immortal Flames were well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now Immortal flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private, though the Mantra ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding. It was not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nail von Dar's ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Rudabon with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Dolmen allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring a deal to a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Amric, informing him of our success to identifying the heretics' arbiters. Hopefully the information will be of some use to his guardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leaderships has been called. There have been developments in Guillermond, it would seem. As Commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Anofin, as the realm's stoutest champion. 'Tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the adjutant has already given her consent, lest you worry. The story unfolds and develops. Okay, so speak with you. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Wolfina and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to Realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gordania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at No's altar, and we shall make our way to Lotus Stand together. To Gordania, huh? Alright. Travel, teleport. So now things are unfolding. To which direction? Hard to say. I must admit, the story intrigues me greatly as to how things will develop. Or not how they were developed, but how they are going to develop. Yes, hi Jensen. Cooper. Cooper. Huh? Goofy dog. Alright. I need to go this way. Working on the relic weapon for Summoner. Really need to do it for the Scholar, but I already started it for the Summoner, so gotta get that done. My thanks for coming, Elfin. When you are ready, speak with the Conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus Stand. Yes, I am ready. The Alliance leaders await you in the Lotus Stand. Will you be joining them now? Yes, I will.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
Really?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Oh, and who is this?
Who?
Oh, don't do that. Oh, okay.
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us
Holy
fortunate when I learned that the
Who's that
Emperor
guy?
had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
Dude's built like a bloody tank.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader, not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
He doesn't look very young, to be honest with you.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present and discuss...
Well, that sucks. I got a Steam message and it knocked the game out and shut down my recorder. So, yeah, that didn't do me any good, but there's that bit. Let y'all read it real quick before I hit next.
Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Yeah, they're busy with other things, unfortunately.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Why can't the Garleans go away? We kicked their butts. Let's see. Well, we held them. I guess the final battle that took place at the end of Final Fantasy V1, I guess, was more of a win/draw for the Garleans. Because when Bahamut came out, he unleashed all kinds of nasty. So really didn't do them any favor, and then we kicked their butts again. So yeah, they should take the hint. You will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being on one purpose, despite their preparations on the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Galamol is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Lomensons, for instance. Though Emerald outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-leg cutthroats. And likewise, the Guardians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Ulda scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Ulda society, Teleji Adeleji, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that people are weary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the assertion of Omega in order to parliament them. We present them something resembling warfare and thereby curb their appetite of full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we speak at the observatorium, Captain Ill has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Elfin. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Elbert near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Carthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in the apprehending of the Ivy. So big, creepy, and tanky is now Emperor, and of course, like they said, he'll have to gather and assert his power over the region. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. Okay, there you go, you little monster. Little monster. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Let's see. I'm going with that. What is that, 100? Yeah. Alright. Next up. Hilbert is convinced that he has discovered the Ivy's identity and is preparing to move against the Garlean spy. Well, we'll see if that's true. Listen well, the spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Elaine Rowley, Rudabun's second in command. I had a sneaking suspicion. Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a polearm had to be seen to be believed. This guardian birth, she is the highest ranking foreigner in the Immortal Flames, bearing the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Rudabon chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. Montanus saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates, nominate for high-ranking positions. It was no secret that they did not favor foreigners, guardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the alliance. Yet the Montanus did not raise so much as a murmur to protest when Rowan was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the Montanus? These revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Ron's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General, while Rudabon attended the council of the Alliance leaders. She should have remained in the Hall of Flames. Sorry folks, had an itch. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet there she is nonetheless. On some pretense, she is up to something. Mark my words. Even as we speak, I have dozen men trailing the Flames records for evidence of Rowan's guilt, but if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? Yeah, I got nothing else to do. You have my thanks. Let us go, then, and take care not to alert our quarry. Character. Well, time to go sneak. Sneaky sneak. Rosalind is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. Oh, I'm with ya. Sorala has entered the Garlean canopy, meeting someone perchance. Could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. It is her name, and I shall remain here in case runs disappear.